What's going on, everybody? G from SR Media, and we're back here today. We're going to be talking about the Sig P320, aka the M18. Some more news came out via a thorough law enforcement investigation about that airman that was killed in Wyoming. They said it went off in the holster, but we're going to go over the news story a little bit and show you why there's a little bit more context than that as to why the gun went off and who's at fault here. So we're going to break it down. We're going to get into it. It is a very serious situation that happened here. And we're going to jump right into this CBS News article that came out. This was on November 1st. U.S. Airman in Wyoming died after alleged shooter pointed gun at him in quote unquote joking manner, officials say. First paragraph stating that two airmen at a Wyoming U.S. Air Force base have pleaded guilty to making false statements about the deadly shooting of a third that prompted the suspension of Sig Sauer M18 pistol use at nuclear weapon sites for a month. The Air Force said in a statement Friday as officials revealed new details about the fatal shooting. So here's some more information that came out, and we're gonna kind of break this down here. So the Sig Sauer M18 was suspended after Marcus White Allen shot his fellow airman Braden Loven. Actually, well, he claimed that the Sig Sauer M18 was the culprit, that it went off in the holster and shot Braden Loven and killed him. Thoughts and prayers going out to the family of Braden Loven. It's a terrible thing that happened, but long story short on that was there was a big backlash that came out and a lot of hit pieces against the Sig Sauer brand and specifically the P320 M18 sort of silhouette, saying that it was faulty, it was going off on its own, all this other stuff, and people were jumping off the Sig bandwagon pretty quick. Take it from a fellow Sig fanboy like myself. I've said on multiple videos that I really like Sig Sauer. I like their brand. Nobody was more upset about the situation regarding just the brand and the name kind of taking a tarnishment than I was. And it was a terrible deal. And we were just going off the news that was given to us at that moment. Well, further investigation showed, yeah, there was a lot more to it than that. And we're going to continue down in this article and show you why here. White Allen, who was arrested on suspicion of involuntary manslaughter and making a false statement, was found dead on base on the morning of October 8th. So this was a couple months later. Air Force officials have not disclosed details surrounding White Allen's death, saying it was still under investigation. So this is how even crazier this story got. So Marcus White Allen, whose M18 shot Braden Loven, he actually ended up passing away rather, and he was found dead on base. He was apparently under arrest there, and it seemed like we'll see if there's more investigation that comes out about his death later, but that's even a little fishy too. But nonetheless, he probably was, I'd imagine, pretty upset about the situation and everything that went on. But there was even some more stuff that he kind of did that was not good, folks. It was not good. And this next part, folks, pertains to what the national media, us, and the gun community, everybody was told at large initially. Marcus White Allen had pointed the gun at Loven's chest in a joking manner, quote unquote. White Allen, after the shooting, allegedly urged the other two surviving airmen to lie about what happened, according to the statement. It's really crazy, folks. So, continuing on here, the two reported hearing White Allen's gun go off and then seeing Loven on the ground, according to the statement. White Allen allegedly told Badisha, who was one of the other airmen there, that the witnesses, here's the story. Tell them that I slammed my duty belt on the desk and it went off. White Allen allegedly told Rodriguez to tell emergency responders, Rodriguez being the other one of the two airmen that was also there, emergency responders, that White Allen's quote unquote holster went off, according to the statement. Neither airman initially reported that information, leading investigators to believe at first that White Allen's M18 accidentally discharged. Oh man. As you can see, folks, there was a big rock in the gun community over this, and just the model, the Sig P320 M18 model in general. People were really shunning it hard, and really Sig as a whole brand took a hit for this. It's quite unfortunate because, as you can see, according to the article and according to a more thorough investigation that went on, or just kind of deeper into the investigation, stuff like this comes to light about, well, it wasn't the gun that just magically went off when he slammed the holster on the desk. He was waving the gun, being irresponsible with it, and ended up accidentally shooting Braden Loban, and then had the other two airmen that were witnesses there in the vicinity lie for him. I mean, it's just, it really is sad that now two people have lost their life from this situation, and it's just a crazy story. And the fact that people were going off on Sig as a brand so much without the investigation, letting the investigation go on, and just kind of waiting until further stuff come to light. People were so quick to bash on Sig. I know that this model in particular, the P320 that is, has had some issues in the past. You see videos going online, and you see that other guy from, speaking of which, Wyoming, that put the trigger in the, or excuse me, not the trigger, he put the nail in the trigger housing, pressed on the slide, made it go off. Yeah, obviously had blanks in there. That was yeah, that was pretty crazy. I will admit that. And also, there's been videos where people have been carrying it, and they might have been, fooling with something on the ground, and it's in their holster, kind of bent over, and the gun just goes off. Regardless of all that, this is just a classic case of firearm negligence, folks. And it's sad that he was pointing the gun in a joking manner, just being stupid. Let's call it what it is. And somebody lost their life. And there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with being a gun owner, or in this case, having them on duty, whatever walk of life you come from. And guns don't kill people, folks. People kill people by making dangerous situations and just not acting right. And this is a sad story, and I think the moral of the story here is you got to be safe at all times and look out for others around you and yourself whenever firearms are involved. I know our channel here is based around going up and having fun with the buddies, right? But we always say the number one most important thing, you have a safe time at all times, and then number two, you have a fun time. But do not ever forget that number one, folks, that rule number one. And it's a sad deal, folks. This was not the P320's fault, and it's not Sig's fault that this happened. And I'll still buy their products. I have a great AR, Sig ARP that I like, and I still like a lot of their pistols, and I think they have great models. I really do. And I'm not going to shame them over this and just say, well, I'm boycotting Sig. I'm not buying their stuff, because this was not the firearms fault. This was somebody just being just 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 being dumb, you know. So, anyways, folks, appreciate you guys tuning in today, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the news content. I know that's kind of something new for us here, and have a good one, guys. We'll see you in the next one.